Hello, Amba Yoga of Smithtown students. This short video is to supplement your home practice. In watching this video, you agree to take responsibility for your own safety. Do not do any pose you feel unsure about. In watching this video, you acknowledge it is not a replacement for learning these poses in person with a qualified teacher. So in this video, what I'd like to show you is the poses that we use turning to the short dimension of the mat. So it would be Uttanasana, standing forward bend, Warrior One, Virabhadrasana 1, and Parsvottanasana, extended chest pose. Ideally, you will have two blocks for the first and the last pose. If you do not, I will also show you how to work these poses without having any sort of a block. So right now, we're going to orient ourselves so that we are facing the short dimension of our mat. Right? In all cases, you want to carry on your Tadasana. So when I step forward, all right, when I step forward into these poses of Virabhadrasana 1 and Parsvottanasana, I want my foot to step forward and the back heel will turn at a 45-degree angle, turning both thighs to the right, so that my thigh bones still continue down out of the pelvis. All right, so if I turn my foot out, like so, you can see how that works. All right, so I'm not stepping forward in front of the opposite foot. Keep that in mind, it's very helpful. So first we're going to be doing Uttanasana, standing forward bend. Watch the weight in the feet so it stays even. Take your thighs back slightly, lift up through your chest, hands on your outer hips. Keep a nice firm lift of the front thigh. As you exhale, rotate forward in the pelvis and keep your front thighs drawing back as your sternum reaches out, elbows towards the ceiling. Stop when you feel the stretch. Leave just this back of the leg, so you don't want it to pull back behind the knees. Bring your hands to the blocks. Bring the blocks beneath your shoulders. So if this is supportive for your hamstrings, you can stay here. But if you need to go higher with your hands, you can always cross the blocks in such a way that you can get your chest higher and maintain a decent stretch in the back of the leg. For those of you that are a little longer in the hamstring, continue to reach out through the chest and find your end range for your hamstrings by bending the elbows back towards your legs. Keep rotating forward in the pelvis, reaching the sternum out, and possibly finding your hands cupped to the floor. To come out of the pose, bring your hands to your outer hips. Strongly reach out through the chest as you firm your thighs. Take the top of the buttock flesh down towards the top of the back of the thigh. So it isn't just your hamstrings drawing you back up. Tadasana. Now, the next pose is Warrior One. No blocks are required. Taking now your right foot forward and your left foot back. Make sure that left foot has a 45-degree angle on it. Turn both thighs to the right. Keep in mind, unlike extended chest pose, your hips do not have to stay square. Extend your arms out to the side for balance. Turn your palms up, thumbs back. As you bend your right knee, keep it tracking over the middle of your right foot, buttock bones forward. Stretch up through the back of the arms to lift your back ribs. And take your left thigh back, ground the outer left heel. Stay here for several breaths, continuing to take a grounding of your right heel down. So if you can go further, the right foot comes out. Keep always the heel of the foot underneath the knee. Turning the ribs to the right, stretch up through your arms. Reach back through your left thigh, ground your left heel. And then inhale, straighten the right leg. Lower the arms down and step forward towards the front edge of that short dimension of the mat. Right? So you can also step back, which is sometimes easier than stepping forward here. So give that a try. So you would extend forward with your chest slightly, soften the knees, and now step that right foot way, way, way back. Right? Extend the arms out for balance. Turn both thighs to the left. Palms up. Thumbs back, opening the front chest and the shoulders. Inhale, take the arms up overhead. Keep reaching back through the right thigh, grounding the inner arch towards the outer heel. Bend the left leg. Take the buttock bone slightly forward and reach up through those back ribs, using the arms to extend upward. Plant your feet as you exhale. Lift your chest and your arms as you inhale. And then straighten that leg. Lower the arms down and step forward. Virabhadrasana 1. Now, very similar to Uttanasana is Parsvottanasana, extended chest pose. Our feet are placed the same as Warrior 1, but a little closer together so our hips can be square. Right? So if you have blocks, take them out wide as your mat, because sometimes we get a little tightrope-ish if we don't do that. Start in Tadasana. Take now your right foot forward, your left foot back, turn it out at a 45. Turn both thighs to the right until you are square with your hips. If this is too easy, take a slightly wider stance, front to back with your feet. Take your palms to the back of the pelvis. As you plant your feet, exhale. Take the buttock flesh down, inhale, lift your back ribs up, take your sternum towards your chin, your shoulders back, opening the front body from pubic bone to top of sternum. No strain to the neck. And then as you exhale, firm your thighs towards the wall behind you and rotate forward in the pelvis. Keep a strong lift up through the front thigh by planting the big toe mound of your right foot. And then bring your hands to the blocks beneath the shoulders. So again, if you have the ability to go further, you would either turn the blocks down, keep lengthening those front ribs out over the thigh until you get to the floor. Plant the feet, transfer your hands to your hips, reach out through your chest to inhale and come up. Step forward to the front edge of your mat. Take a breath, Tadasana. Hands to your hips, soften the knees, lean forward slightly to step that right foot way back. 45-degree angle on the right foot. Turn both thighs to the left. Bringing your hands to your hips. Descend the buttock flesh down. Firmly plant the feet, lift your thighs up. Take your sternum towards your chin, your elbows back. Lift those back ribs. Expand the chest. As you exhale, take the front thighs back. Rotate forward in the pelvis. Go any amount out. So for those of us that might be a little shorter in the hamstring, you can just keep your hands here. Otherwise, bring the hands to the block. Lengthen out through your chest. Continue out, but keep the hips square by turning the thighs to the left and keep the stretch of the left hamstring in the belly of the muscle. Turn the blocks down to match whatever your hamstring says is the appropriate position to be engaged and fully stretched. Now, plant the feet, reach out through your chest, transfer your hands to your hips and inhale and come up. And then step forward, Tadasana. So we're going to finish this particular sequence of poses with an Uttanasana without props. Now you can see here that I have a couch. You can use a couch or a chair, or a coffee table, that's one thing. But say for instance, I want to do Uttanasana and I don't get down to the floor and I don't have any props. I press firmly into the feet, lift the thighs and the chest, reach the inner elbows back, and then I begin to rotate forward. When I feel the stretch going back behind the knee, I immediately bend the legs and lie my front ribs on the front thighs. This helps to teach the pelvis how to turn correctly. And then you can cross your forearms and reach the elbows down. So your thighs are preventing you from rounding in the front spine. Okay. Reverse the cross of the arms. When it's time to come out of the pose, plant the feet, round the inner heels, transfer your hands to your hips, reach out through your chest and inhale and come back up. Tadasana. There you have it. So there's another video on the long dimension, facing that long dimension poses, and this is the short dimension poses. Between the two, you have your basic 5 standing poses, plus wide leg forward bend. All right, if you have any questions, feel free to email me at lk@ambayoga.com. Be well.